All right, good morning. It's Friday morning where I am. I don't know what it is where you are, but it's Friday here, and on Friday it is head to the house day, right? All right, well, we're gonna show you today some techniques and the proper operation of your PeopleNet logging system that is in a lot of you guys' trucks. And if you are guys that are associated with my company, you will be using the same equipment that I use. So most everything will be about the same. Now, we're going to start this thing just a little bit past where you would start if you were to have been completely logged off the system. So if you took days off or you're doing your 34-hour reset, you would log completely out of the system using your passwords and etc. And once you've logged out of it, then you would have to come back and log back into it. And once you log back into it with passwords and usernames, then the screens that I'm going to show you will be the regular screens that you would see, and we'll walk through those startup screens when you log completely off on another video. Right now, today, I'm going to do a video on my work day. So what I'm going to try to do, if I can remember to do it every time I stop, I've got 2 stops today in Seguin, Texas, and these 2 stops that I will make, one has 1 item to get off the trailer, and one has a whole passel of buckets to get off the trailer. Passel is an old word, but that's all right, I'm an old guy. Anyhow, when we come back in, before we leave and when we come back in, there's logging procedures that you need to do. Also, when you finish with a load and you start a new load, there's things that you have to do. Also, I will show you the equipment changing and shipment changing icons and how to use those, and to put that information into your log so that you will stay up to date on everything that you do. Okay, well, let's get started. Okay, here's your unit. We used to have console units that would fit into a console up on your dash, and you would have a hard time getting in the boot. Sometimes they were given errant information, so everybody switched over to the tablet. You can see this is the tablet. Okay, so let's go through each one of these buttons so you'll kind of get an idea of what everything is. This is your messaging button over here. You tap on it, and your messaging screen will come up. It's a lot like your email system on your regular computer of what has come through. And to go back, then you can hit this little dude right here, and that'll bring you back to the main home. This is your ELD driver's log button, which you hit, and it'll come up and shows you what your status is over here. Current status is, for me, is sleeper berth. I haven't signed on yet. And game time is a nice little tool to have in here where you game time. Like if you're on a break, it'll let you know what time you will receive more driving time. If you hit this, you get a little drop down here, and you see over here some exceptions, work shift driving time that you have, work shift reset break, work shift duty, and cycle duty for how many hours you've done on the week. And in here is your arch that shows you available drive time. Right now, since I'm not logged in for the day, it shows 8 hours. Down here you have the status, your options, driver. Status right now is when you change from on duty, not driving, to driving, and that's what prompts you for your DVIRs. Don't forget that. And here's your options. Notice the little orange corner right there. That means I haven't certified something or there's a problem on one of your logs. And over here, the driver, you can, if you have multiple drivers, you change drivers this way. Over here are your logs. So if you want to, let's punch that up real quick. You want to look at an event and you want to make an annotation or certify, or make an addition to it. Right here's the events, and we'll punch that up. That's kind of a handy deal. And you can go, like if you're over here and you're on duty getting ready to fuel, you'll go to the on duty, punch it, and then over here will pop up a little annotate button right down here. Okay, that's what it will show. All right, let's go back to our home. Actually, let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and certify yesterday's. See, it says go to the review your logs, and down here it says you can certify yesterday's, and I'm going to look through it, see if I see anything that looks wacky on it. Everything's looking good. Excuse the Cyclops over here. It's just the cell phone the way it does it. All right, everything looks good over here. Then we're going to move over, and we will, oops, yep, right, no, hit the wrong one. Okay, so down here is certify, and we'll hit certify, and then we'll put in my information, and I don't want you to have mine, so I'm gonna pause it just a second. Okay, I put my stuff in there, and then I'm gonna hit agree, and that certified it. And then down here you'll see that the options, that it has disappeared there. Okay, all right, let's go back to our home button. That takes it back here. Vehicle up here, this is mainly for the mechanics to take a look at various things that you can do to inspect this. But trailer IDs are all in here, and all that stuff. You notice everything's kind of grayed out to where you can't see hardly anything active. About the only time I've ever seen this happen is when the mechanics get it and they need to work on it in the shop. All right, and over here on driver, this is where you do your inspections, right down here. And you'll do a new inspection, and it'll ask you if you want a pre-trip, you want an enter, you want a post-trip, or if you want a DOT inspection. So it used to be that you would send emails out, but no more. This one was pre-trip, inter-trip inspection, or post-trip is where everything goes now. Okay? All right. Back to home. All right. Over here on the system, this one is, only time I ever use this is when you have any trouble with the console. You'll call PeopleNet, and they'll bring you over here and do some stuff. Over here is for a roadside inspection. I'm not going to pop it up because you have to use your passwords to go in and out of that one. But that is what you do if a DOT man wants your logs. You can pop on there, and it's self-explanatory. It's simple. Workflow is one of your most important items on here. You'll see my 2 drops that I have here going on today. If it'll focus, there we go. There's my 2 drops, and I'm going to go here first. And when I arrive there, the GPS should automatically ask me if I've arrived, and I'll say yes. If it doesn't, then you have to come over here to the workflow and click arrived on it so that they will know that you've gotten here. Navigation is when simple GPS navigation. The company's navigation on here sometimes doesn't match up to yours, and so make sure that your miles are the same, because you know you get your bonus for staying within 1%. Panic alarm is if you're out by yourself and can't get anything done. Hit that panic. If something happens and you're in trouble and you cannot communicate, hit that dude, and people back in the office will hear you. And here's the record right here. This is if you have your forward-facing camera. Hit record right there, and it will record whatever's in front of you. It'll back up 5 minutes and record for about 10 or 15 minutes. All right. Next. All right, now we're going to get ready to leave. So we're going to, first of all, we're going to come up to our ELD and click on it, and you see we have our main screen for our logs. Move down here to status. We're going to hit status, and then it gives you these options: on driver, on not driver, on yard move, off personal conveyance, or off sign out. This is the one that you hit if you're going to be off for 34, or you're going to leave it with the mechanics. You hit that one. But we're going to go on not driver. That's the first thing you do in the morning. And now we're going to do our inspection of our truck, and be back in just a few minutes. Okay, we're back to the home screen here after about 8 minutes, and we are going to do our DVIR for this. So on here, we will change the status to on driver, and it will prompt you for a DVIR. You request the DVIR, and when it comes through, then you hit OK, and it'll ask you these basic questions, and you will hit over here, next, or back. That one's back, this one's next. There we go. And up here it says safe to operate. Yes, it is safe to operate. Done. All right, we've got our DVIR done. During the day, it'll ask you for your truck and your trailer information, and your DVIR is done. You are now on duty driving, and because we are not going to go anywhere for just a second, I'm going to go back to on duty not driving, and that'll save my drive time. So now we're 10 minutes into the day right here, and their 14-hour clock started 11 minutes ago. So that'll get you going to your next first drop, and when we get the first drop, we'll pick it up from there. Okay, we're at our first stop here, and we had to reverse the stops because of unloading concerns. So we're here, hitting that, and we're putting arrive on there, and then it'll ask me, did I drop my trailer? And I'm going to say no on there, and send it. Okay, I'm going to get navigation. Yes. Your message has been sent. Okay. Alright, there it gives me my routing. I'm just backing out to get to my home. Going to home, and we're going to go up here to the ELD, and we're going to go to status. Alright, status, on not driver as we unload. Okay, I'm still here at the first drop. The gentleman that owns the place, he invited me in for some coffee, and so I'm going to hit the ELD, go up here to status. Actually, I'm going to go over here to rest break, and I'm going to do rest break, and that'll say yes, okay, and it'll start me on rest break. Gets me off the clock, and the only thing that's running right now is my 14-hour clock for the day. Okay. All right, when I get back into the truck, you'll have this screen right here, and this is a typical Android. You put your finger there, rub it out, and you'll be set right there. Now I'm going to go out and help unload on not driver, and I'm going to help him unload, and then we'll be going. Okay, we're ready to leave. Now, if you are by yourself and you don't have another driver with you, it'll automatically go over to on-duty driving when you take off. But if you wanted to change it for yourself, go here, on driver. Sometimes it'll prompt you for a DVIR. If it does, that's fine. It keeps up with when you need them, and you don't have to worry about it. Sometimes you're in an area that it's a little tough to get, but anyway, once it gets the DVIR, you'll click on the OK, and then you're into driving mode. All right, we're through unloading, so let's get ourselves out of here. That's the end of that. So we're going to go on not driver, and there's a couple of things we've got to change. All right. our status down here. Make sure that we're on, not driver, everything's right. Now we're going to change shipments. We're going to delete this one up here. See the check mark? Alright. I removed it. Then I'm going to enter a new shipment. I'm going to enter a new shipment over here. So the ship number, go in here. 207 9341 9341 and hit the done button. It enters for you and pops in up here. Now your shipment number matches your logs. So that's all I have to change because the trailer hasn't changed and everything is good. So my status will flip over to driver as soon as I start putting it in gear. So that's what it looks like so far from Seguin, Texas. Okay, we pulled up to our location, and this location here has a gate, and the man is getting the gate. So we are waiting on the man to get the gate. So we will take a look at our log, and what we're going to do is we're going to change status and to on, not driver. And if he comes over here and tells me I can go in and get some coffee, then we'll move up here to the rest break. Otherwise, I'm going to be helping him load, and we'll be changing our status to on, not driver, and staying there with it. And this is also going to call for us doing a mid-trip inspection and a inter-trip inspection before we leave. First of all, let's make sure our workflow is looking good. Lewis Energy and Encino, we are there. And you see it gives you option for route or depart. We've already got here, and that'll automatically move to depart when we leave. And then we'll be going to Soldier, Kansas, and we'll get directions for Soldier, Kansas coming up here in a little bit. But right now, ELD's right, and we'll go over here to our driver and inspections, new, inter-trip, and we are done, and it marks where we are. It's also another way you can do it if it does not work right on your set. Go to messaging, hotkeys, inter-trip inspection, and on inter-trip inspection you can send one there. Okay. All right. So we're standing by here, waiting on the next move. All right, guys. Now we have come up to Gerald, Texas, and we're going to take a break. And what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to the ELD function, and we're going to go to status, go to on, not driver. And because we're going to go to the restroom, then we're going to go ahead and go up here to the rest break, punch rest break, yes, okay. And while that's not going to make a whole lot of difference for the end of the day, it will help me by the end of the week. And of course, that's what you're trying to do, is save up for the end of the week. Make sure you get home. All right, I'll check with you in just a minute. Okay, here we are at the end of the day. You can see that I only have 5 minutes drive time left. And so I'm going to go up here to my status, and I'm going to go to on, not driver, and that will get me on duty, not driving. My drive time will go ahead and expire because it is at the end of my day, into my my 14-hour day, and so it'll go ahead and expire, and I'll do my post trip. And when I do the post trip, we'll come back and I'll show you how to enter that. Okay, now you can see that I am all out of drive time, and I am sitting in the parking lot, and so I'm through for the day. And let's go ahead and finish this up by going to my status, going to the sleeping berth, and it'll give me the DVIR prompt. Hit OK. Up here, tap on the first one, which is vehicle 755. No defects. Trailer is 497. No defects. Finish. And you see now I'm at the sleeper berth, and today's date, etc. And that's 7:29 a.m. I will be ready to get up and start a new day. Alright guys, that's your tutorial on logbooks and how to use the PeopleNet logging system. And there'll be more stuff that I can show you on the logging system in days to come, but that'll get you through for now, and you can review this, run it back as often as you need to, kind of review all the things that we've done during the day, and that'll get you down the road. So you guys have a good one, and we'll check you next time, okay?